Everyone, make sure you have So who here is enjoying the lovely weather we're having today? All right. Who plays Prerogative, where I review all types of animation. This of course includes both American and Japanese, and animation from all over the world. Now I am proud to do my best every week to represent the Tsunami generation, which all of you right here are. But I can't hear you. I need to hear you. Are you proud to be a part of the Tsunami generation? Yes! 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 So this morning, points to all those who can't tell me that's Dave O'Brien. So this morning we are going to celebrate being part of the Tsunami generation. Now, I'm just going to start off really simple. Quick history for those who've been under a rock for about 20 years. Tsunami started in 1996 for Jason DeMarco along with Planet, or if I could actually speak this morning, Space Planet. I blame him, he gave me donuts. Don't be sorry. There's only two, no try. Yes, I know, a bad Star Wars joke. Sit down. This is my stick. I do bad jokes all day long. But they started in 1996. Of course, they started with... who can tell me what they started with? What was that? Nope. 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 Thundercats. Yep, Thundercats. The original 1980s Thundercats. Who else wants to give a try for the other two shows? Voltron. Voltron. And got in order? Dragon Ball Z. No. Master Roshi, you should know that came later. Nope. Oh.
Johnny Quest.
Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. Of course, made by Mainframe Entertainment. They would be the same people who did Beast Wars. One of the greatest animations ever made. And by the way, I am a Scott McNeil fanboy, so... I am proud to be that. If Scott McNeil was here right now, I'd be glad to do the 6 things you hear at every Scott McNeil panel, which is Duo screaming no, Duo screaming I'll be the god of death once again, Koga sitting Kagome, Scott McNeil talking about how since Koga is a dog, he's legally able to say, Kagome, I want to make you mine, you fill in the blank. The Piccolo song, and of course, Beast Wars Roll Call, which is, I don't know how my throat is sounding, but I'll give it a try. It's going to happen. Perhaps I should take you out the old-fashioned way. Brutally. You'd like to see us try it there, Dino Boo. What should I say? Lick us lips? We're all gonna die. Number fighting, and what's the matter? Everything is all fine. And of course, anybody who's heard Scott McNeil do this bit better, stronger, and more powerful. Thunderbolt, big, strong, proud, and smart like a sack of hammers. Silverbolt. What was that? Silverbolt. Silverbolt, thank you. See? I told you this good morning. But of course, from there they build a better action cartoon show. Of course, they also had Cartoon Roulette. And from there they added many action cartoons, which we came to remember, part of our childhood that we just loved, like Beast Wars, like Robotech, like Dragon Ball Z, like Ronin Warriors, Gundam Wing. Since there's a great cosplayer of her over there, Sailor Moon. Tenchi Muo, both the OVA and Tenchi universe.
Thank God you didn't mention Tokyo.
What did I mention?
Thank God you didn't mention Tenchi and Tokyo.
Yeah, Tenchi in Tokyo, but then again, I like the first Tenchi movie, so what the hell do I know? Let's see, of course, Outlaw Star. Of course, G Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam, Naruto, Pokemon. I know you guys will love that one. And of course, some great American animation like Batman, the animated series, Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited. I was getting to that. And of course, one of the best underrated mechas of all time, Zoids, with Zoid Zero and Zoid Century. Just to name a few. So, as I segue to my next note, how are you guys liking the music, by the way, so far? Of course, if you probably search down a couple months on Jason DeMarco's Twitter feed, you could probably find the link for the Supernova Mega Mix, which is a free download, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to give a shout out to him. DJ Spark Nova, we know him, we love him. Now, as far as the influence on the Tsunami generation, I think it's evident by everybody here. Let's be honest, anime may not be as big as it is if it wasn't for Tsunami. Tsunami was really one of the first and one of the most successful to bring anime to America. And part of the reason they did that was not by saying, hey, we're anime like us. They did it by saying, here's this great animation. You don't have to be a fan of anime, you don't have to be a otaku, you don't have to be anything, just watch and enjoy. And that's what we did, and it influenced us in our childhood. I know every day I would, as soon as I would get picked up from art club, I would run home and I would turn on Tsunami so I could watch Voltron and Thundercats. Real Adventures Johnny Quest was my life at a moment. Gundam Wing. In fact, there's only one anime that has made me so visceral to the point of rage that if I did not get home at time to see Gundam Wing at its start, I would rage. And that's 2010's Hero Man. And that, my friends, was online. I could have watched it any time. I had to be there when it came out. Obviously, it was a part of our 90s generation. We are the 90s generation, in my fair opinion, the best generation. We're certainly not like kids today who have to have play dates and, organized playing time, We actually went out with a stick and beat each other up.
I threw a snowball at my sister's face.
And some of us are still doing that today. I unfortunately had one too many sticks to the head, as you can obviously tell. So with that, we talked about the influence, we talked about the history. So I'm now going to turn to you guys, because I want you guys, because we all have favorite shows. So I'm going to go around, and I want you guys to tell me your favorite shows, and I want you to tell me why. So who wants to go first? Big O? Oh, Code Lyoko. Well, I'm not saying Code Lyoko. I love Code Lyoko. Code Lyoko, to a technical extent, not Tsunami, though in the same vein, that was part of Maguzi, which had Totally Spies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and of course Code Lyoko, and it was a great show. And I think that really did spin out of the Tsunami generation, as far as what Tsunami brought to the table and doing great shows like that. So I think I can count it on that, since it's on a very technical level, not part of it, but more than welcome to be part of Tsunami. Who wants to go next? Let's see. Let's go over to Sumo over there. Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, who just goes out of nowhere when nobody's looking goes, Spirit Shotgun? One, two, three. be talking to you after the show. So you may have a concealed weapon. Who wants to go next? Let's go with Solid Snake right there.
Roni Kenshin.
Oni. Another show I love, great samurai show, and a very, very good voice cast, and just a really interesting hero. I think we can all agree, somebody who would not kill, and I think that's what attracted so many people to the show. Who wants to go next? Let's see. Let's go person in the yellow school bus cap.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. And people are going, yeah, we didn't like that. but let's be honest, the quintessential shonen show, the reason Naruto's brought over here, the reason why we have to watch every episode of Bleach as it is right now. And don't get me wrong, Bleach is a good show, but you know, it is what it is. And of course, we now have One Piece back. I'm going to say one that currently came with the new relaunch to Toonami. Who here loves Dead Man Wonderland? Dead Man Wonderland was one of my favorites, just for the fact it shows with Toonami now at a midnight run status of what Toonami can do, how far it can go. Greg Ayers, who's here at this con, you should go see him. He's a wonderful voice actor, just did a terrific job on the voice acting there. And where you can see some of the more Texas-based voice actors on Toonami. Who wants to go next? Let's go over here. He's been waiting a long time.
Me?
Yep.
It's coming to Toonami soon. Sword Art Online?
Well, I hope so. Where did you get the information? When did that,
Where all factual information comes from? The internet.
And you believed it. By the way, you have a French model waiting to take you out on a date outside. He told me so on the internet. Man right in front here.
I lost Star.
Yeah?
Just letting everyone know. And Reboot.
Yeah.
With Reboot? Oh, another mainframe show with Scott McNeil doing voice acting in there, of course. Reboot, again, just showed I think the power of, CG and what, as a new animation style, CG can do. And I know I'm sort of pimping here. I'm going to be doing another panel tomorrow called The Evolution of American Anime. Tomorrow at noon, where I'll probably talk more about this, but I'm the belief that anime can be American. And the reason I say this, I have something called the categorization of anime. The theory of animation categorization, I actually get my own theory right. But the basic theory says there are 3 core techniques or disciplines of animation. There's stop motion live action, there's traditional hand-drawn, and there is modern CGI, which has only come about the past 20 years. With each discipline and core technique, there are different styles. Stop motion has the doll style, Robot Chicken, claymation like with Gumby and shows like that. Traditional hand-drawn has both the anime and the cartoon style. And then, of course, modern CGI has the realistic, which would be something like Shrek or Kung Fu Panda. And then you have photorealistic, which would be things like Final Fantasy VII Advent Children or Appleseed. And so one of the things I think Toonami was great at was showing different forms of animation like CG, both American and Japanese hand-drawn animation. It really opened our generation up to different levels of what animation can be and how to tell a story and influence us so much. Who wants to go next? All the way in the back right there, since I need to go. Yes, you, sir, with the long flowing dreadlocks. Sailor Moon. Okay, I want all the guys in here to be completely honest. We watched Sailor Moon. Yes, we watched Sailor Moon. And don't get me wrong, I'm a hopeless romantic, so I admit to watching. I did like the romance and that stuff, but let's be honest, we were prepubescent boys, and they had 5 beautiful girls in short skirts. We all watched Sailor Moon, but Sailor Moon had a wonderful story. It wasn't just fan service for prepubescent boys. It had a great story, a great cast of characters who worked really well together, and it was a great role model to young girls. That's the other thing. It presented an animation where, it wasn't just action animation for guys. There was something for the girls too to enjoy. Who wants to go next? Let's go to Donut Man right here. Cardcaptor Sakura was on for a very, very short time. It was part of the time WB was partnering with Toonami. In fact, WB started calling their Saturday morning block Toonami, or Toonami Light to some extent. But Cardcaptor definitely part. I'm a huge fan of Cardcaptors. Very unique show, very underrated, even though as popular as you see cosplayers cosplaying as Cardcaptor Sakura at times. Who wants to go next? Right here in front. Big O, yes. Roger Smith, Dorothy, a great show, a historic show just by the fact that how popular it was on Toonami, that basically Toonami and the fans led to a second season being made of Big O. With that, I guess I can just learn how good, because that second season, the ending of it was, you need to be a little bit drunk to understand that ending. But a really good show, great mecha show. I'm going to go to the person from Drawn Again, right there. Did you have your hand raised? Oh. So, okay, next. No, it's the same voice actor, though. It's the same voice actor, so you can... now I know one thing. I'm thinking of her in the orange booty shorts. But, Buffalo? Okay, don't get me wrong. It was a good show. I didn't watch it that much, but, it has its fan base. That comes to what I feel is a very unique time of Toonami. It did gravitate towards more family-friendly showing with Princess Tennis, with Bo, with Ray.
Serviceman was family friendly?
What was that?
You think Serviceman was family friendly? This whole comic and it was flash too evil.
Apparently we have a drunk man in the audience. No offense there. But with that, definitely more fan-friendly. And also kind of led to the demise of Toonami, but again, we fans, we brought it back. Isn't that right?
Hell yeah!
I'm going to do a couple more here. Zoids. Of course, Richard Ian Cox was the lead voice in that, or as I once called him, Richard Iron Cox. I have a video clip online of me going, Richard Iron Cox, and he going, that sounds not right, and he bangs the table and my camera falls over. Let's go, we're going to go right down here in front. Hamtaro. You know what? Ocean Group dub, I was watching it. You gotta understand, I'm a huge fan of voice actors. And, when Ocean Group dub, it was absolutely terrific. With that, we're gonna move on. And I know you guys have favorite shows, but we're gonna move on to favorite Toonami moments. And I'm not just talking about in shows. I'm talking about, special events on Toonami, like New Year's Evil and some of the premiere events they did that changed the show. Because another aspect of Toonami that was absolutely tremendous was the fact of these events where there was actual stories during the commercials. I'm talking about game reviews. I'm talking about Intruder and stuff like that. So I'm going to go around and I want you guys to tell me your favorite moment, okay? The whole Tom to Tom 2 story. What was it? Oh yes, Tom's death. Unfortunately, I don't have a microphone, so I apologize, guys. All I have is my booming voice. So with Tom's death, just something amazing. I don't think anybody expected because again, Tom was nothing but the host at first. He was this little robot, and then to show the depth of the host, and for that to translate into a newer host, and just this ongoing story that would happen among the Tsunami ship. It made Tsunami something more than just, oh hey, here's some fun graphics before we show the cartoon or the animation. There was actual characters we cared about. I mean, to this day, I call my computer at home Sarah. Let's go to Solid Snake again.
We did game reviews, like when Tom reviewed Dot Hack Infection.
Yes, game reviews. I think anytime now a game review comes out, we're watching because they do a terrific job with their game reviews. Here, sir, right there.
One thing I like about it too is when they mix the anime with music, the whole thing with
the music video.
There you go. Yes.
Okay.
That's the whole part of the whole
But absolutely, the aspect of these music videos, which again, let's be honest, a lot of the music we hear, like the music we're hearing now, is influenced by the fact of the music we heard in those music videos. A lot of the dance and the sort of things we go when we go to the dance party, like the one later tonight, comes from our inspiration from listening to that type of music. Who wants to go next? Guy with the camera, who apparently I'm very photogenic.
It's really hard to pick one moment, but I gotta say, definitely one of my favorite has to be when Toonami came back as a surprise April Fool's Day.
I'm sorry, sir, I can't.
The April Fool's Day return.
The April Fool's Day return. One of the best April Fool's jokes ever done. Period. Period. And I know I'm blowing out your ears, sir. You, sir.
I'm not sure if anyone remembers, but there was a time where they would show Daft Punk music videos.
Are you talking about Giant Robot League?
No, Daft Punk music.
Oh, Daft Punk, yes. The music videos of both Daft Punk and the Gorillaz. Okay, who here are fans of Daft Punk? Who here is fans of the Gorillaz? Let's be honest, we owe all of that to Toonami because they're the ones who introduced us. And also the fact of going on later to show Interstellar 5555. Just absolutely incredible. Oh, LeBron James just walked in. How was Game 1's loss? I'm talking about you in the blue hair. Sorry. Oh, something shiny. But no, Interstellar 555. Just an absolutely terrific music. All the music in there. That's absolutely incredible. Done by the band working with the same creator who worked on Space Battleship Yamato and Interstellar Express 9999 and Captain Harlock. Just an absolute incredible movie. Who wants to go next? The promo trailers. Let's just talk about Gundam Wing's promo trailers. How many people watched Gundam Wing and were introduced to Gundam just because of those trailers? We got a couple people. I had no idea what Gundam or Gundam Wing was. All I remember is those trailers. And I gotta watch the show. And the great aspect of it for me was watching these trailers on NBC, on CBS and Fox. This was also the great thing about this is that Toonami didn't just do these promos on their own network or during Toonami. They really went out, and this is a key part that I think the anime industry as a whole can learn about. They went out and they promoted, their action block. They put commercials on NBC in prime time, on Fox, on CBS, on ABC, on TNT, on TBS. They got the word out, hey, here's this action action block, come watch our stuff. You know, let's be honest, with a lot of anime, yeah, I mean, we go on the internet and we can see trailers all the time, but wouldn't it be awesome if, like, not only would they get more anime, and we'll be talking about in a second, but more anime on TV and then actually promoting it to places like NBC, so that maybe somebody who isn't an anime fan but might enjoy the show to come there and watch it? That would be awesome, and that would grow the fan base. Again, it's what Toonami did best in the 90s. We're going to go with one more. Man, all the way in the back there. Get you.
I was doing like this type of thing with Tom Axel at help, and it was like online game. It was like, I don't know, he started his whole like video game online, and we would actually log on to help him out.
I don't remember that off the top of my head. I think I somewhat know what you're talking about, but you know? Oh, okay, yeah. Unfortunately, I've forgotten so many things more than I can remember. Again, stick to the head. But absolutely. And that's the great thing, is there's stuff that I don't remember at Konami that you guys can remember too. I'm going to go with one of my favorite moments. It's not, again, this again goes to an actual show. The end of the very first episode of Gundam Wing, when Hiro Yui ripped up Relina Peacecraft's invitation. That got me hooked on that series as it was something different. Did anybody else have the same feeling, or am I on my own? Oh, my own. Well, with that, we're going to move on to the last part of our show. And let's see. I want to make sure that they're not hassling us to leave. But let's talk about the future of Toonami. I want to know from you guys what shows you want to see on Toonami. Let's go all the way in the back right there.
Tiger and Bunny.
Tiger and Bunny. I remember watching that show. It's a great show. It's based off the American superhero. Let's be honest, Pepsi Next is here in America because of that show. That would be a great show to see on Toonami. You, sir? Lupin the Third. Or better yet, how about Lupin the Third, A Woman Called Fujiko Mine? If they could actually show that on TV. Look, you guys gotta understand, I called Lupin the Third, A Woman Called Fujiko Mine, the anime of the year last year. That's how great it was. It was by far the best anime of last year. Let's see, I'm gonna go over here, gentleman right there. Yep.
Michiko Tsuhachin?
Michiko no Hachin. Tsuhachin. Which...
It's kind of like Cowboy Bebop, except all on Earth and kind of like in a Central America kind of setting. It definitely looks like something that would be on Toonami.
Well, absolutely. Anything that sort of has that sort of Western feel is definitely a good choice. Let's go all the way to the back, all the way right there, you sir.
That's what he said. Zeta Gundam.
Zeta Gundam. Okay, I'm sorry. It's hard to hear back there. I apologize about Zeta Gundam. Yes, let's bring back Gundam, but I would first start off with Gundam Unicorn and Gundam 00. Let's go with Donut Man since we have a whole row pointing. By the way, that's a good way for me to pick you to get a whole row to point at you. So,
Does it really suck that bad?
Attack of Titans. On time, excuse me. I actually haven't got to see the show yet. It's one of my back. I'm going to be watching it when I get home, actually. I hear it's a very good show. I'm going to throw one real quick because this is my favorite. Stan Lee's Hero Man. Because let's be honest, a lot of us are not only anime fans, but now we're comic book fans. And Hero Man was a perfect blend of basically being a huge love letter to American comics. And it's an absolutely terrific series, and it would be perfect on, I think it'd be the next Gundam Wing. Let's go to Asuna. Can you pass the name up? Naruto Shippuden, okay. I should have known. I have trust. Okay, you gotta understand, I deal with a lot of Korean people at McDonald's. What? What was that? Was that 7 senior coffees and 7 decaf coffees, sir? Yes, 7. Yes, 7. 7. 7. Let me spell it out for you, sir. Right here in front.
It's actually kind of breaking Konami's style, but Back Mongolian Chops Club.
Back
Mongolian Chops.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Another featuring Greg Ayers as well. If you've never seen Beck, that is basically about a sort of up-and-coming rock band that starts in Japan and goes to America. It's got absolutely incredible music. Just incredible. And I'm going to roll off you to say Nerma Daikon Brothers. Yeah. Let's go over here. Again, pointing gets you picked. Star Driver. Star Driver and absolutely... okay, now we got everybody pointing at everybody else. This is what I love about God. Well, they pointed at him first, so I'll get to him first. But Star Driver just didn't have... You know what? Star Driver was what Gurren Lagann was supposed to be. The next big mecha anime. In my mind, Gurren Lagann was one of the biggest disappointments in... I knew that was going to get you started. And in my mind, Star Driver is a superior mecha anime. That's just my opinion. But let's go with Squall here, since everybody... Fairy Tales? Yes, Fairy Tales. See how bad everybody hates? I said Gurren Lagann wasn't good and everybody's leaving. But yeah, Fairy Tales would be a great show to have on Konami. Chopper, what do you want? High School of the Effing Dead. Only if they could show the bat scene from episode 6. Let's go over here. You sir, right over there. Get you. Fate Zero. And I would say Fate Stay Night, both of which are just incredible animes. Let's go right here. You've been having a hand. Certain Magical Index, another great show. You right here, sir? Well, I'll go to you and then you, all right? So you?
Be great, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll be a little on this one, but this brings me to space edition, but I would love to see a Kamen Rider series on freaking
Kamen Rider. You know what? That really brings up a good idea. 2 seconds. I have a nasty habit of looking at my watch. Literally, if you go to my old interviews on Blip, I'm interviewing Scott McNeil, and you catch me keep looking at my watch, and he goes, "There's a Korea." But which actually brings me something I have to do.
anything out of Salon's hands is always good.
Yeah, but no, Kamen Rider or Super Sentai. I mean, Go Kaiser. My God, Go Kaiser was awesome. And I'm not just talking about the TV series. I'm talking about Go Kaiser versus Ghost Rangers, Go Kaiser versus Space Sheriff Galvin, and Super Sentai versus Kamen Rider, which I recently finally got to think, oh my God, if you have not seen that, go watch it now. It is absolutely incredible. Before we continue, I actually I have a couple prizes I want to give out. I want to give a prize out to, is Drag Me to Hell here? Drag Me to Hell. That's his Twitter handle. Drag Me to Hell, your Twitter handle? Alright. Because on my Twitter handle, somebody said, we'll see you there. So I want to give him a prize. We'll move on from there. I'll give out some prizes in a little bit. I have a couple prizes. Let's continue. You, sir? You know, that would be a very interesting show in the vein of Sailor Moon. It would just be an absolute incredible aspect for that. And again, storyline with the Yakuza, and I did not see that ending coming, and it made me tears. You, sir? Bakano? Bakano, you know, from the same people who did the Rah Rah Rah, among others, would be absolutely incredible. Let's see, who'd be next? Let's go all the way in the back. I'm trying to spread it around, guys. The new Eureka 7 anime. That would be a terrific choice. I'm going to throw another choice out since we are now doing midnight and we can show a bit more adult animation. Can we please get Iki Tosin on Tsunami? Can we please Iki Tosin Great Guardians, Iki Tosin Dragon Destiny, and Iki Tosin Extreme Executors are really very good series. Let's go with you right here, sir. Yes, another very good show. Let's see. Donut Man. Angel Beats and Magica. Both are, the Magica would be, again, in that vein of Sailor Moon, especially being how unique it is and just how incredible it is. You, sir.
Devil May Cry.
Richie Branson's favorite anime to bring to Tsunami. I gotta give a shout out.
11:30 to 1:30. Masquerade signups, for those of you who didn't do it already online, is Friday today in the cosplay room at 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, as well as Saturday morning from 9 to 10. So if you don't get there tonight, be sure to get there really early tomorrow morning. As far as the game shows, we have the cosplay chess on Sunday right here in main events at 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And we also have the cosplay dating game, which is really fun, really funny. So for those of you who want to see it, I heard we have a bigger room this year. And that's Saturday in panel 1, Ballroom East at 12:30 to 2 o'clock. And for those of you who like the little risque, we have the 18 plus dating game, 11 o'clock to 12:30 p.m. or a.m. And for those dancers out there, we have our dance party in main events Saturday night, 11:30 to 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how you guys can do it. So I would like to begin our opening ceremonies with the fashion show. How many of you here for the fashion show? Yes? No? Well, AnimeNext delivers the next generation of fashion with some of the hottest brands straight from Harajuku. Baby, the Stars Shine Bright is recognized worldwide
磯部明則と言います。よろしくお願いします。明日、ファッションショーやりますので、ぜひ見に来てください。よろしくお願いします。
Hello, I'm Akira Isobe, the CEO of Baby the Stars Shine Bright. Thank you all for coming. Tomorrow we'll have a fashion show right here in Main Events, so please everyone do come.
皆様こんにちは。ベイビーザスターズシャインブライトデザイナーの加納真澄と申します。今回は初めてここニュージャージーに来させていただいたんですけれども、今日初日なんですが、ロリタちゃんにもたくさん会えてとても嬉しいです。明日ファッションショーを行いますので、どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello, I'm Masumi Hano, and I'm one of the designers for Baby the Stars Shine Bright. And 3 years ago, I was here in New York, and I'm happy to be in the area again, and I look forward to seeing and meeting all of you.
Okay, it's in English. I see. All right. In that case, welcome everybody to the AnimeNext dating game. Yeah. All right. Wow, these people actually sound like they want to be here. Good times. We love it when it's not a captive audience, but just to be sure, the doors are barred and no one's getting out alive, right? Good times, man. We have such an awesome cast of wonderful, sexy, handsome, and otherwise somewhat attractive and interesting folks up here. And maybe also some contestants too. Thank you very much. We'll be here all night, unfortunately for you. Let's go ahead and start bringing on the first round. We're going to have the gentlemen up and we're going to give the first round to the ladies to do the asking. All the ladies? All the ladies. We'll be around later. Anyway, so without further ado or stupid humor, we're going to start bringing out some contestants. First up, fresh out of the feudal era with the best haircut I've ever seen that managed to not nick the ears, and that's both sets. Let's give it up for Inuyasha! Comparatively, a great philosopher, sit boy, over there. Next up, he may have been defeated, but he's bringing evil back. We're gonna go ahead and bring up Yo Boogeyman. That's who we am. A pitch black from Rise. So, you got Harris, right? Oh my God! So since pitch, you have Harris. Does that make you the son of a bitch? See? Hey, it's not 18 plus. That made it work. I heard it. And finally, you ladies, he wants to cross your field, and he's going to go ahead and play your ALO. You know what I mean? Kirito from Sword Art Online. Someone likes to wave the swords around. Maybe also his weapons too. Hey, yeah. That's what she said. And now we have a bachelorette to bring up. Her blindfold has been applied, and I assure you the blindfold was not slept in last night. We are bringing up fresh from Persona 3, Miss Yukari Takeba. I'm hoping that nobody put a gun to your head to bring you here, Yukari. Don't worry, the shadow's only, all over your entire head. All right, she's walking up carefully. Carefully. Oh God, watch out! Never works. Yeah. And listen, if you have a gun that shoots psychological trauma, I got one at home. It's called a Jewish mother, please. I'll never amount to anything better than a dating game host. Yukari, are you sitting comfortably? Into the microphone, please. We actually want to hear you.
Yes.
Okay, gentlemen, how y'all doing up there? Wow. I have high hopes for this round. Very high hopes. Yukari, the floor is yours. Enjoy.
Hi guys. Hi.
What is she talking about? Like, throw my glove.
To start off, I'll ask this to all of you. I tend to spend a lot of time in the dark hours fighting demons, spending about an extra hour between midnight and 12:01. What's your favorite thing to do late at night?
Gaming. Late at night is when I do my best work. Well, I'd like you to have, like most people want you to have some sweet dreams, but I'd rather you have some nice nightmares.
Well, if it's not slaying demons, it's always arguing with Kagome. I mean, come on. She always has to have something to say. It always tells me to sit. I'm tired of it.
Okay, for the next one, are you a cat person or a dog person?
That's one number one, that's all you. I'm a dragon person.
Dog.
I get into quite a few fights. How would you back me up if I ran into trouble on a date?
Are you just asking all of us for each of these ones? Sure.
Stop us!
Taking you out on a date? I thought I was here to give people nightmares. Well, I am a single father.
Contestant number 1. Have you ever been in a love triangle?
That like a trick question.
I don't know, since I don't really know who you are.
Well, sadly, yeah. With a 15-year-old schoolgirl, a priestess that pretty much keeps dying and coming back to life, and dying and coming back to life. It's really, really, really frustrating, and then she finally dies. And yeah, I did cry a little, but what are you gonna do?
I had a dream like that once. I can't quite afford to die. I've died quite a few times.
friend. But he's my only thing. My big guy, brother, Tony!
Yo, let me introduce my boy, my man. He's an amazing artist. He's a singer, guitarist. He composes all music, so he does a lot of things, everything. I know, he's working so hard. He's trying to be famous. He's trying to be someone, I believe that he will be able to, achieve his dreams soon because he's trying right now. So, his name, amazing artist. His name is.
Alright, there's a lot of stuff. Welcome to see you over there. come back next year. Can I? Thank you. So we have a Facebook, MySpace, and YouTube. Well, listen, like you just Google us, our place. You can find us. Well, it's getting popular, right? Well, yeah, actually we're starting on such a high stage, but you know, I'm human. I'm just your friends. Yeah. I don't pretend like a fucking rock star. I'm not a rock star. We are not a fucking rock star, you know? We're just your friends. I'm so mad actually.
Yeah, and also our merchandise table was over there. You know, we had t-shirts, some posters, like we do anything. You can take a picture with us, you know. We do our all the too. Alright? Come over there.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. Let's dance in Manchester.
answer the question. Next.
Hi, I've been coming to AnimeNext since 2010, and I've noticed that as the week goes on, Fox safety and staff members get a little bit nastier as the week goes on. Never have I, first thing in the morning on Friday morning, had the staff screaming at me because I'm trying to go to the bathroom after I got off the pre-reg line. I had to turn around to the staff and be like, what, is the bathroom closed too? That's not fair to us. I understand you wanted us to move out of here, but after being on the line for almost an hour, why?
You're absolutely right. That is completely unacceptable. If something like that ever happens to you, I absolutely want you to request to speak to their supervisor, someone that's a vulture. And if it's a vulture, I want you to ask them to speak to the head of public safety. We don't tolerate that kind of behavior from our staffers. We do occasionally, when we have a big group, still hear us raising our voices to be heard, but to be yelled at or going to the bathroom is quite ridiculous. So I apologize for that too. If you have time after the session is over, I would love to speak with you about that. Maybe figure out who it was so we can address it. Thank you. So if, just as an addendum to that, if anyone else has a problem with that, we do have an email address. It's anconsafety@gmail.com. That'll go directly to me and to my second lesson. All right?
Hi, I'm Derek. I've been moderating recording role for the last 3 years for you guys. We've been on the schedule. Love that about being on the schedule. It makes it great. A few things. First, we love being on the schedule, but could you guys put us in the right spot, please? Just 1 year in the right spot.
Where's the right spot?
You guys have been changing us around every year. Originally, we were in the boardrooms upstairs in level 3 1 year, and then we got together there because we weren't in on the schedule. And this year, we were near the ballroom, and in the middle of the ballroom, and we were supposed to be from there, and I actually just was fed up with it and told the person who was over there, no, I'm here. I have an email saying I was here. And if need be, I will get someone above you. And I did, actually. But if you could just please be in the right spot, it'd be wonderful. Also, we love that you gave us the giant mirable ballroom, but we need, if possible, the lights more room. I know you guys are expanding, and if you guys could give that a little bit of room, that'd be awesome. We are up to about 120 players a night now. So it's getting really cramped.
We do know that you're getting much more popular, and as we stated earlier, to wanted to sit in the panel, we need to get you guys the right room. And as you've heard, a lot of people say the issue, like a lot of people say, we have an issue with space. We need to expand, get bigger rooms where you can be putting the schedule properly. And the hotels run late night and overnight. But the hotel staff is aware because it's not submitted into the schedule early enough. I know you had a problem in Mirabel, and one of the staffers who happened to play your game and enjoys it quite a bit, made sure the right people were contacted at the hotel. And they were, the night manager wasn't even aware that you were supposed to be in there until late in the room. So, yes, I don't know if we're happy with Mirabel room. It's bigger than some of the other spaces. But larger spaces are a bit closer. We're going to expand next year into other areas, other hotel ballrooms and such. So we should have the ability to do a larger room.
Not necessarily larger, but more booths. There's 2 games where we think the larger room is loud.
Again, that should be less of a problem, but again, I know you have a program to go at Holiday Inn, and we also find somebody at Doubletree. And we'll talk to the department head now, what they feel the right size room is for separate games, and we'll see what we can accommodate. We always do the best we can accommodate, but
difficult, which is why you shift from year to year to year to see where it works best.
Thank you very much, and we'll be back next year.
And we will enjoy it. I'm sure the attendees enjoy it quite a bit.
Hi, a couple things. First, would it be possible to invest in either rope barricades and or tape on the floor for line management to stay behind? Because especially the DoubleTree ballrooms, that area, it was a madhouse yesterday. Having to go outside was insane. One line that a few of us here were in yesterday for one panel, just a mob scene outside. So, would it be possible to have things to stay behind?
Well, we have two problems with that. The first is we're not allowed to put tape on the floor because we don't own it, and then those tapes through in the carpet. And when we put up stanchions like that, it changes the capacity of our areas. So if I were to put up a whole bunch of barriers between you and the door, you can no longer put a line in that space. So we do the best that we can with the staff that we have and the facilities that we're given. So and the DoubleTree is very tight. It's the worst spot because we're not allowed to take things off, which is a major problem.
And one suggestion, could you change the photo policy in the artist alley to be at the artist's discretion and with permission? Because a lot of artists don't really care. Some of them might, some of them might not. And if you see an awesome cosplayer, you shouldn't feel bad if you ask a cosplayer to pose for a picture in the artist alley.
No, you're right. You shouldn't feel bad if you ask the cosplayer to take a picture. However, the number of artists who are upset with photography going on in the artist alley outweighs those who don't.
Like I said, with artist discretion.
We have to make a rule one way or the other. It's not something that we're going to allow to become artist discretion. We have.
Sometimes do.
We're not going to. It's a problem of enforcement. When you don't want stuff taken at your table and the person next to you wants things taken at theirs and doesn't care, you're going to complain every time that camera comes out. And there's no way that I can station people at every table to enforce that rule. And that artist shouldn't be responsible for enforcing the photography rule on her own space while she's trying to sell things and work on her stuff. It becomes too cumbersome to make sure that everybody there is pleased. And it's easier to say to the majority, you don't want pictures, it's reasonable, you don't want people to steal your intellectual property, and we'll just have to enforce it and ask people to take their cosplay pictures somewhere else.
I've never seen people busted, that's why.
Well, that's another story. I mean, but we put a rule together and we try to enforce it as much as we can. And that's just the way we have to be.
Hey guys, this is my second time coming to AnimeNext, and I just want to say that, it's been really great. I love coming here every year. This is probably one of my favorite conventions. I don't really have any questions. If anything, I actually
going down the line and letting people know when to cut off. In theory, that's an excellent idea, and I'd love to do it. In practice, we always run a little short staff. It's not your fault, and we try to make up the best way we can. We use volunteers as much as possible, free up regular staff. Putting up barricades outside, again, falls under the fire marshal. And it's something that we have to talk to him about to find out who he thinks.
Year being an artist at AnimeNext, and a friend and I usually get a table together, and we were very disappointed when the Artist Alley sold out in like under 2 minutes, and we're starting to think that maybe the first come first serve is a dated method for this con because it's such an overwhelming response of people who want to get a table. And what ends up happening is, I mean, everyone equally deserves a table, but does the con really want 5 tables selling the exact same kind of thing, or the exact same kind of, it's hard to say. Everyone deserves a table because everyone's art is, they work hard on it, and they deserve the attention, and they deserve the sales and everything, but, I think maybe a mixture of like a first come first serve and a lottery-based registration, if that were at all possible. I just think that the first come first serve has become dated given the amount of people who want a table every year. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I just want to, from my understanding, our Artist Alley tables were not actually first come first serve. What ended up happening was they opened up registration for, I think it was 2 hours, and then they chose for what was in that slot. I'd have to speak to the head of Artist Alley just to verify that, but I don't think they did it in strict order. And I do know that some thought goes into making sure that they don't sell the same kind of thing at every table, but you do end up seeing that a lot. There's already been a lot of talk for not just Artist Alley, but Dealers Room for 2014 to try to improve the way we select our dealers and artists. But in the end, we have to try to be fair to everybody. We have heard people complaining that the time that you can sign up is too short. But the rule is going to be that the people who are interested in vending at our convention are going to need to keep their eyes open for when we do open up registration for these tables. And I wish anybody who is going to exhibit this year luck in presenting and getting its case. And the con chair is taking a phone call. Let me pass it off to next year's con chair.
Actually, as far as the Artist Alley and we're probably a little bit undersized on our side, and that's related to the space project. We should probably be maybe 25 to 50 more on our solid tables, probably about 50 to 70 more dealers for the amount of attendance we have. Unfortunately, we don't really have room to put that many tables in. We're going to have to think about what we can do about the Artist Alley problem specifically, but on the dealers room side, we also have a huge waiting list of it's around 40 or 50 dealers, so we have a problem on both sides. Some of the expansion next year would help, but I don't know if it will help that much with Artist Alley and dealers, because they're still going to be here. As long as we have artist alley dealers and main events here, we don't really have much room to change one or the other without affecting the size of everything.
But one problem would be, like I've said, we are limited in space inside here. We don't want to make the event smaller. We want to expand both the dealers room and the artist alley. But if the only way to do that was to put our alley to another building, to the Holiday Inn or Doubletree, and you wouldn't get the traffic coming through to main events, and if we move dealers to another place away from main events, I think they'd be upset with the way sales are. Because this is a central hub of the convention. So to move it so away from it, we're back, so we're trying to keep it together so we can expand to a point where we can get more tables.
I want to take an opportunity to ask you a question as an artist who didn't make it into our artist alley. We assume that artists would never go for the idea. But if you were offered covered outdoor space as someone who didn't make it into the indoor artist alley, would you take it?
Probably.
So, despite concerns about weather, I mean, you would sit in a tent in the parking lot, a large tent with your table out there, you'd pay for it, and you'd be happy you got it. Yes? Yes? Show of hands? Yes? All right, well, thank you. We'll consider it.
Thank you. Hi. So the last time I was in this room, Barry's Kobo was on the stage that you're sitting on, and I'd like to thank you all for managing to get them in here. They made my weekend last year, they made my friend's weekend last year, so thank you very much for that, first of all. I usually do a dance panel here with some of my friends, and this year we were put on the waiting list, and that's okay. We received an email that our panel was not accepted, and that's fine too. I understand that there's restraints, but I was wondering who I could speak to about how to make what my panel was missing, and how to increase my chances for getting accepted next year.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. How can I do this? Yeah.
Again, just the same way we get overwhelmed with submissions for Artist Alley and for dealers tables, the amount of panel submissions, I mean, you guys are great, you guys all want to participate. We have several hundred panels that are on the waiting list. So it may not be a matter of what the content of your panel was, there's just so many to choose from. It makes it very difficult. And I have to say, the person who did panels this year, Vincenzo Amarella, did a tremendous job sorting through all of them and trying to keep a well-rounded schedule that will appeal to everyone. So it's very difficult to have as many submissions as we have and be able to choose things that are going to appeal to everyone, and then obviously the panels that submitted that we get in. It's really not a matter of whether or not your panel would fit or wasn't represented the right way. It goes back to whether or not we have the amount of space for panels to do it. And you know, it's a tough job to have to choose because you guys are so eager to put on a good panel for attendance. The best thing to do is write the panels at AnimeNext.org. And again, when the submissions open again, they'll all review.
Also, regarding that everybody's trying to get in, this is a terrible question for me to ask, but because there are so many people that are attending the con now, and it's starting to get really crowded, like everybody's complaining about, would you ever consider putting an attendance cap as long as you're in this venue? I'm sorry.
I've worked registrations for a few conventions, and one of them, due to submissions, did have an attendance cap. If you think it's crowded now, you'd actually be surprised how crazy it will get. Because, first of all,
applying for Saturday badges. All they could give us for Saturday badges was however many badges, single day badges they gave out on Friday. It would be a nightmare. From my personal experience, it would be a nightmare. I know why I get that.
And the other thing that happens when you put an attendance cap, pre-reg goes up like that, and those are 3-day passes. And a lot of our crowds are on Saturday because they buy 1-day passes for Saturday. All those people, in an effort to make sure they got to the con, would end up showing up on Friday. You'd have twice as many people here on Friday, and twice as many people staying for Sunday. So it ends up, you think you solve a problem with an attendance cap, but in order to actually get a fewer number of people in here, you have to put that cap far lower than you would think. And that cuts into our sales, it cuts into how much money we have to spend on the convention, and it just, the problems just multiply. It sounds like a solution, but as soon as you see it in practice, it just becomes a new set of problems. And the last thing we really want to do is turn people away at the door. And just push people in the mentality that the convention becomes elitist. I mean, we already had complaints about first come, first served for the artists out there. We certainly don't want that for our general population.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I have a comment and a question. My comment was the map and the schedule and guide are all really confusing, especially that Channel 4 is actually Channel 5 and there was no 4 on the map. Also, like, things kept changing. We met in rush here this morning to go over in this regular channel, and we show up like out of breath running. We found out it switched to 2 o'clock. So is there any way that, like, when people walk in the door, you can get out like reprinted guides and stuff?
This year, we used the guidebook app. It was available for everyone to download for free, and it was updated in real time, so any of those changes were reflected there. And at each of our info desks, we had an electronic copy of the schedule that had the most up-to-date information. I mean, as I said before, we always have schedule issues. We had the most accurate schedule this year that we have had in 4 years that we've been here. So there are always going to be problems. And one of our biggest problems is with guests. Things happen with guests. They're invited to be here, and if something happens, we can't force them to do what we want them to do. They're not our employees, they're our guests. So that's what happens sometimes with Greg Ayers and Big Sports, and some of it's out of our control. But we did use the guidebook app. Maybe we should have made it more known to everyone. We tried to put it on our website. It was a somewhat last-minute thing, but it got there. It really is a lot easier to read than our schedule. There's no better way for us to print the schedule. You go to any convention and they all look exactly the same. Unfortunately, we can't reprint our schedule right before because it takes a couple of weeks for the printer to actually get it, print it out on a nice paper that's not going to fall apart when it gets wet, and ship it out to us. Our schedule needs to be done 4 weeks before our convention. And anything that changes in those 4 weeks, we can't fix. We can't put it on that schedule. We tried 1 year, and we had maybe 20 people folding 10,000 pieces of paper the night before the convention to get a fixed schedule. We just can't do it now. It's impossible. We apologize for the mistakes that are in there. That panel 4 and 5 should have been, panel 5 and 6 should have been 4 and 5. I mean, little things slip through. You'll notice on there that we still have an arena, even though it's only 10 foot by 20 over there. Nothing happens. Some things slip through the cracks, and that's why we want to focus more on the guidebook app so we can push out those updates in real time.
My question was also, the voice sector told me through email that if I wanted to come to a con, that I would have to talk to con staff or email them something. And I looked on the site and all I could really find was FAQ and stuff, and I wasn't sure really how that helped with the request to have guests come.
Okay, sorry, Bob. I just want to feel this because one of the best ways of getting the guests to come to the convention is to start talk about the guest. Because when we get into planning our guests, which usually starts as early as the late summer, but most of the it starts tomorrow. We generally like to look at what's on our website in the forums, and we look at who's posting on Facebook for the guests. But we got a number of not emails, some emails that said this guest would be interested in coming, and we can't invite everybody. So what ends up happening is we'll send a list to our guest coordinator, and they'll try to find out who they can invite. And generally speaking, we try to invite local guests because we don't have to pay large amounts of airfare, which is why you'll see more East Coast and New York guests than people from California or Texas. And I know you want to add to that, so.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, as con chair, on a regular basis, I get email bombed by people who want a specific voice actor to come. As Dom said, it is better to talk about it on our forum or Facebook, because when I start to see 30, 40 people email bombing me, I think it's just really one person changing their name for different accounts. And it really fills my inbox. Yes, the forum, bottom line, forum and Facebook.
Hi, this is actually my 5th year coming in a row, so I guess make myself sound old. I've been coming to this for now half a decade, so just to make me sound old. But overall, I enjoyed the convention, and going with what I heard one of the artists mentioned about a tent when we recommended the tent for outside. I have seen outdoor tents that have 2 floors, if that helps them out, which might be something to look into. I'm not sure how expensive, but it would be something to look into. It was like a 3-story tent.
Okay, that was an interesting suggestion. I don't know that I think we would start with trying a tent that would work right outdoors. I do not think that would make good enough for fire marshal, especially with how popular our salad would be and the crowds in it on the 2nd floor. I do not feel they would be too eager to grant us a permit for that.
I mean, it was something interesting. I thought maybe something I would have.
I have not seen it, but I think that would give a good suggestion.
But a question that, in terms of a question I had was, I'm actually going to do an article on AnimeNext, and it is overall very positive about the convention. It's like every year I've enjoyed it. But it was one thing that happened in terms of acquiring like press passes. There was an issue where I had to put together, in order to eventually get the press pass, I need to have like who I would be covering at the convention. But what happened was they stopped giving out press passes the day right after they released the schedule. So,
Yeah, I think that's just a matter of timing. I know a lot of the guests, well, the schedule was not released. The guests, a lot of them have been announced. And again, the press is also a department where you need to arrange interviews, and a lot of people do submit to side of the industry compared to another. He could have submitted that, and I think they would address that. And he asked those available which press wanted to be interviewing which guests.
Okay, we have time for one more. So who really wants it? Let's go battle it out.
Rock, paper, scissors, yeah.
Hi. First of all, I would just like to thank you because I've organized events before and I know how much hard work and time goes into an event. And mine was very small compared to this size. I just want to thank you because I know you guys have put a ton of time and effort into this.
Thank you very much.
My grievance was not actually the con itself, it was the registration process. This year I know there was, I'm sorry, this year I know there was a transition to a new website, and I know that delayed the paper group registration forms, the printable PDF file, and it delayed it to the point where groups that needed to have the paper forms versus paying solely online could not even apply for the lowest possible group price because the form was not ready in time.
Jim, do you know about this?
That was probably like the biggest issue. I know that it's very difficult when you're dealing with transitions, but I didn't really find that it was very fair to have a group not be able to apply for the price only because they couldn't pay solely through
One of the problems actually is, have you been doing manual registration for a few years?
Last year was my first year doing figures.
2 years previous, we had a post office class here in New Jersey. Due to Mother Nature and some horrible timing called Sandy, we weren't able to get to read off our post office class. And it caused some problems with we couldn't put the forms up telling people send your forms to this post office box that we don't have anymore. So we had to get another one, which is why we have the one in New York. But it's unfortunate that was a problem that is definitely going to be addressed this year. Let's just a one shot at this thing.
Thank you so much for your answer.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody that's up on stage with me. I'd like to ask them all to leave except for Eric and Jim and CJ is sound asleep.
Aww.
Okay, so once again, my name is Bob Ruste. I am the con chair this year. I have been since 2010. It has been my privilege and my pleasure. I thank you very much for being as good as you have been. I only have a few gray hairs from you. Now I'd like to pass the baton to Eric Torres.
Thank you very much. Like Ron said, he set the bar very high in the past 4 years with the amount of programming, the guests that we get, the bands that we get. I hope you all enjoyed the guests that we had this year and had an opportunity to see the guests that you wanted to. We set the bar high, and I hope to continue that tradition, bring better guests, bigger guests, and expanding so that we're not so tight. Because we do hear your concerns, and we have in the past couple of years. It is going to require going to other venues that are nearby. We will do our best to provide shuttle buses for the ones that are not walking distance. But they will have larger space for everyone to be more comfortable, for people to not be turned away from events that they want to see. You know, that's the biggest issue that we have. We put on great programming for you guys, and panelists, and everybody who wants to participate. The one thing that they don't get the chance to do if they're turned away because of a capacity issue. You know, we get lots of people saying that it's disappointing, we understand that, and we never want to turn anyone away from any of the panels or programming. So my goal next year is to keep the quality of guests up as well as put them into areas that will accommodate all of you. And I will discounted rate that will be going on the website tonight?
Actually, as of the beginning of this feedback panel, pre-registration for AnimeNext 2014 is open at AnimeNext2014.eventbrite.com. The price for January 1st is $45. However, we have a special discount code that will work for this 1 week only. So as of $159 on Saturday, now until then, you'll be able to get $10 off on every registration with the code WONDER, WONDER. That means for single attendees up to $35, the group rate that lowers the group rate to $30 a person. So just 1 week for that, and we hope to see all of you again 1 year back here again at AnimeNext 2014. Thank you.